So I told the story and I was like, this story is actually very funny. So I was going to make my first video an introduction about myself, but then I realised that no one really cared about myself, so I thought I'd just share a nice little story that happened to me over summer that kind of sums up my life. Over summer I worked with children aged 4 to 16 in an activities camp. I was a fencing instructor. For the first 4 weeks of summer I worked at the camp about 10 minutes away from my house. This was fine, everything was good. On the last week, week 5, I was called in to work at a camp about half an hour away. To get to Brighton, I've got to get a bus, and the bus takes about 45 minutes. It only comes once an hour, and it stops at like 4 o'clock, so I had to get there really early and then leave really early. So on the last day, we had to pack all the things that were in our camp, like all of our fencing swords, our archery bows, the bounce castle, put them in boxes, put the boxes in a van, and then the van took it to my warehouse. Let's go with this. So, boxes, van, in van, which means I had to stay a little bit later. Fine. My last bus was at 6:30, so I got this last bus at 6:30, but no one told me that this bus goes halfway to my house and then stops in the middle of the countryside. I found this out when I was sitting on the bus with headphones on and the bus driver was shouting at me. And so I do what any logical 20-year-old male would do in this situation, and I phone my mummy, and mummy doesn't pick up. I phone father. Father picks up. Hello, father, I am your son. I'm stuck in the English countryside with no way of getting home. It's raining and it's dark. It's the start of a horror film. I am the protagonist. My father said no. My father was playing bowls. At this point, I noticed that I'm actually really tired because I've worked for 5 weeks non-stop with children. I've just put a lot of things in a lot of boxes and a lot of vans. I've also realised that I haven't eaten since about 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm really hungry, but also I need to wee. I realised there's actually nothing left to lose by knocking on a stranger's door to ask to use their bathroom and to have some of their water. I find number 17, my lucky number, and I knock on the door, and at this point I hear really horrible, distressed shouting. Really quite disturbing shouting. It's at this point I immediately decide to not use this person's bathroom or enter their house, because I don't want to be part of a crime chain. But I have rung the bell, so I can't ring a bell and run away, I'm not 12. This man, who's about 60, answers the door with his little pot belly and receding hairline, and he kind of looks me up and down, because at this point in my life I am a hooded youth. Looks at me, I'm like, hello, you don't know me, but I'm really tired and thirsty. Can I have some water, please? And he sort of looks at me and gives me a little nod, and then closes the door again. And then there's more shouting, and I still don't want to be where I am. A good minute pass, it doesn't take that long to get water. This 13-year-old Filipino girl answers the door and hands me you know the little cups you get for kids? Tiny little cups. She gives me one of those full of water and then just kind of looks at me and doesn't say anything. I'm now standing on a stranger's porch in the rain with this cup of water that I'm now expecting to drink and be watched by this 12-year-old Filipino girl. I awkwardly kind of drink it. It doesn't satisfy my thirst at all. I give it back to her and don't really want to have any more contact with her or the crime chain. Then I leave.
Why am I the Iranian?
No, just make noise. Yeah, blow that whistle, you filthy Brazilian.